I'm not safe here. I feel like I'm being watched. There's eyes on me.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at the paranormal paranoids, as I want to update you guys on all of the crazy things that have happened since last time. A few weeks ago I put up a video on the ongoing case of the paranormal paranoids. Multiple comments on the video mentioned that it might be an ARG, which is definitely a theory I'm leaning more towards. We'll be looking more into that later in the video. Since the last time, more clips have been published from the mysterious Twitter account Noir, and Jess the Paranoid has discovered more episodes from the original series. In the last video, we discussed the disappearance of a ghost hunting YouTube crew known as the Paranormal Paranoids. Only one episode of the show was public at that time, which was the Mary Talbot episode, which took place in a supposedly haunted forest, and featured an eerie apparition at the spot where a woman had committed suicide several years prior. Since that video, people have come up with several theories, many of which consist of the possibility of this being an ARG, an alternate reality game. I also believe this could be the case. An ARG uses the real world as a platform to convey a usually highly cryptic and puzzling story, told through multiple media platforms. It uses its audience, you, as a piece of the story, because your response to the story and your theories can ultimately change the course of the plot. Nevertheless, even if this turned out to be an ARG, that doesn't take away from the fact that this is an intriguing and disturbing mystery. So, let's take a look at how this story has evolved since my last video on the subject. Much of the same has been going on Twitter, with the Twitter user Noir sending cryptic tweets to Jess the Paranoid. However, the big question that still lingers is, who is Noir? Figuring out how this mysterious person obtained these very personal pieces of footage is also of importance to solving this puzzle. But before we go deep into theories, let's first check out the most recently discovered episodes of the Paranormal Paranoids. Jess the Paranoid writes on Twitter that she used a toothpaste method for repairing the old CDs that she found in the box of memorabilia, which apparently worked. Following the Mary Talbot video, the next episode is titled Prison Episode and showcases the Paranormal Paranoids as they investigate an unknown prison that looks quite abandoned. Riley provides a vague description of the location's history, simply saying that riots, murders, and alleged hauntings all took place there. Very early on, something creepy happens, but it's something that most people probably didn't notice. At about 3 minutes into the video, letters are scrawled onto a dusty mirror, and at first glance, this isn't all that special. But if you're paying attention, you'll notice that the name Mia is written on it. Mia, of course, being the name of Riley's sister. And if that wasn't enough, only a few seconds later, a strange sound is heard.
David, check this out. I got letters. Letters. What was that?
Let's find out.
No.
No.
You can find out.
They come from over here?
Yeah, it's like behind that wall.
Holy shit.
What's this?
What do you think is back there? What was that?
It almost sounds like someone knocking on a pipe or some sort of metal plate. Later on in the investigation, Riley starts to act quite nervous as if something else is on her mind. Something is troubling her.
So we're about to enter solitary. This was the original solitary confinement. For a while in the 1930s, they just threw in cots here and basically let the inmates have the run of this room over here. And then later it was used as overflow.
10 minutes later, a handrail seemingly moves on its own, making some noise. It's unclear afterwards whether it really did move by itself or if they moved it by accident. Only a minute later, Riley suddenly stops and looks scared.
Jesus.
What?
Don't you feel that?
No. I feel what?
Cold. Holy shit. Riley, what? What?
She feels cold, and her breath is suddenly visible after she says it, which is probably what the crew reacts to. It seems to me that her breath was not visible at any other point prior to this moment, making this incident extra creepy. The next episode takes place once again in the woods, but this time features a creepy shed with an even creepier backstory.
In the summer of 1982, the body of a 16-year-old boy was found in a shed in these woods. He'd taken a dull razor blade to both of his wrists. The body was already decomposing in the heat by the time they found it. There was no note. Once word got out, local kids started using the shed as a place to drink, smoke, or other stuff, until another body turned up. 17-year-old overdosed on pills, another suicide ruling. For the next few decades, until as recently as 1998, there have been 6 recorded deaths in the shed, all of which were suicides. Since then, locals refer to it simply as the suicide shed.
6 suicides in the same small shed. That certainly sets the stage for a terrifying episode. But as it turns out, this is the only episode where there seems to be no paranormal activity caught on video. In the final episode that is currently available, Riley explains the haunted history of the Lincoln Elementary School. She mentions that one morning the school was found completely filthy. It hadn't been cleaned over the weekend. So they went to the janitor's closet for supplies to clean the school before the children arrived. They found the janitor inside the closet. Every bone of his body was broken, and his mop was shoved so far down his throat that the strings were hanging out of his mouth. There was no sign of a struggle or forced entry. She goes on to tell the audience more about the legend of the janitor's supposed death and the mysterious things that happened in its wake. They proceed to enter the building, seemingly without permission. Not much happens to begin with, but it doesn't stay that way for long.
You just close that, right?
Oh, shit.
That was already quite alarming, but the scares don't end there, as you'll soon see.
What was that? Riley, what was that? Riley, don't go out by yourself, Riley. Come on. Chill. Where did that come from? I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
After witnessing this terrifying figure inside the building, they sprint out. Peter initially accuses David of setting the whole thing up, refusing to believe that it was a real paranormal encounter. David denies this. The two guys are then hyped to have caught such an event on tape. Riley seems especially shook by the incident. Was this figure the ghost of the janitor who supposedly haunts the school? Or was it, like Peter initially suggested, a prank set up by one of the group's members? Already in the very first video shared by the mysterious Noir, Riley mentions that she feels like she has an ability to sense things.
Oh, how did I get interested in ghosts? I got interested in I think I've always been really interested. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I can sense things, but I don't know, maybe everyone does.
It's a continuing theme throughout the videos, and something we'll look more into in a bit. This is most likely the first vlog she's ever done for her channel, and throughout Noir's periodically uploaded videos, we get a deeper insight into the mind and feelings of especially Riley, who seems to be the main focus of it all. Before that, however, we'll have to look more into the people closest to Riley to get a better understanding of the full case. In my last video, we shortly mentioned Riley's sister Mia, but since then, more relevant information has come to light. There's even a video, supposedly a vlog, from their old channel, specifically focusing on their relation to each other, called Riley Talks About Her Sister Mia.
Honestly, she's good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, she just started, she's been dating this guy, Robert.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She's dating
cool.
a guy. Wow, okay.
You know, my sister can get boys. You say this
No,
like
I
with
just
such
thought,
surprise.
I just figure she doesn't really get out and meet people too much. So
She
this is
does.
like kind of new
Why
for
do you
her.
think that's not a thing that Mia does?
I don't know. She just, I don't know. I feel like she plays things kind of close to the vest. I can't really tell what's going on with her.
Riley mentions how they've slowly drifted apart a bit since they started the channel. According to Riley, Mia probably wouldn't even have met her new boyfriend if it wasn't for them seeing each other less. What's weird is the fact that even though Mia is mentioned several times throughout the videos, we never actually see her. In one of the vlogs, Riley draws a creepy picture. There's an odd edit where we go from Riley's perspective, filming herself talking about a picture she drew, to suddenly having the perspective of her sister Mia instead. We don't see Mia directly though, as she's the one filming.
This is what I've been working on. I don't know, it's she's someone I keep having a dream about, and I don't even know really why I'm sharing it, but I don't know. And it was a weird dream. It was I felt like trapped. And I just haven't had a dream like that in a while, but I don't know, I think it helped putting her to paper. Hey, Mia. I've been having a dream about this woman. I don't know. You can come see it. You can come closer. What are you doing?
What's odd is the way she operates the camera. She barges into the room, only to then completely ignore the drawing and instead focus directly on Riley in an awkward, almost eerie silence. What's even more strange is that someone edited the two separate clips, Riley's vlog and Mia's odd interruption, into one video. That could easily have been done by the person having the video camera in the end, if we assume that everything was filmed on the same device. Continuing with this specific vlog, Riley draws a creepy picture. We learn more about her thoughts, feelings, and her supposed gift. if you can call it that. Riley shows us a drawing of a disturbing figure that's apparently recurring in her dream. She seems visibly shaken and looks as if she's choking up a bit just talking about it. In the aforementioned video, the first Q&A, she mentions that she feels like she can sense things, and some comments on the various videos discuss whether she might have the sight. In the video, Riley talks about the man in the window. Riley mentions how she's been having weird dreams all the way back to at least when she was 13. Some of the dreams she's been having seems to be coming true. She talks about the recurring dream of the man in the window, that she feels trapped and watched. Could this dream be an indication of her own end? In the very latest video, titled Riley's Last Message, she also mentions that she feels unsafe and as if she's being watched, just like in the recurring dream, only to then immediately get a disturbing confirmation on all accounts. She's trapped in her own home, being stalked by someone or something.
I'm not safe here.
I feel like I'm being watched. There's eyes on me. I'm so scared.
Shockingly, everything takes an unexpected turn in this newly uploaded video. What earlier seemed like something that could have potentially be explained by natural means, what with the new information slowly being released, this video functions as a curveball that completely destroys some theories, while creating many new ones. While this video potentially explains the disappearance of Riley, it mostly seems to create many new questions. Who or what was with Riley that night? And how is the mysterious Noir also in possession of this clip? As mentioned earlier, it also somehow seemed like Riley knew something like this was going to happen. She'd sensed it beforehand, and even mentioned it multiple times throughout the different videos. In the video, Riley draws a creepy picture. It's clear to see where she got the inspiration from, her dream of a future event. This isn't the only event that she loosely predicted. In the aforementioned video, Riley talks about the man in the window. She also mentions that she's seen places like the school and prison they've investigated, way before they even went there. Whether it's just a case of extreme deja vu is of course up to debate, but we see glimpses in other videos where she seems unnaturally shocked by the otherwise normal circumstances. An example of this could be the prison episode, where she suddenly stops and gets anxious at seemingly nothing. Maybe she recognized the place from her own dreams. She talks about feeling trapped and watched in multiple videos, which looks to be the way her life possibly ends. It's ironic really that she's always had this dream of the man in the window watching her, only for all of us to continually follow the case through her seemingly private videos, also watching her. A short citation from the video Riley and Peter talk about Shelby Oaks sums it up really well.
Oh, I'm scared of the dark. Let's put me in a dark room. This is like...
Well, if things
We've
are...
all, like,
if
that
these things
janitor
are really attracted to you, then why not catch it on camera? Why not show it to the world? Why not? It's gonna happen regardless.
What? I mean, not necessarily.
This specific video is one of the latest and seems to be uploaded against Riley's will. Even though the video Riley and Peter talk about Shelby Oaks is uploaded a couple of days after Riley talks about the man in the window, it seems like the actual footage is from a few minutes earlier in the same conversation. Peter doesn't know about her night terrors yet, and he learns about them in more detail, just as we do.
Every dream just felt like I was trapped, and I think I maybe feel things in a way other people don't. I think
Okay.
stuff might be attracted to me, and that's why we're capturing things.
So
I think I could hurt you guys.
Despite Riley's best efforts to explain how she feels, Peter continually insists on going through with their investigations, even though Mia is extremely uncomfortable about it. Peter mentions multiple times how it's their duty, their actual purpose on Earth, to show their revealing footage. The video ends with Peter convincing Riley to take one last trip, the trip to Shelby Oaks, before taking a break from it all. As mentioned before, there's more than one mystery going on at once. There's the main question of how and where the paranormal paranoids went, as they completely disappeared from the internet. But then there's also the question as to who's sharing these otherwise vanished videos. Most clues point towards the people who were actually supposed to be the nearest and dearest friend to the group leader, Riley. There's loosely based evidence to support that the perpetrator could be David, the silent camera guy who most likely edited most of the footage in the first place. It would be an easy assumption to make. the classic trope of the shy guy getting too infatuated with the beautiful girl. As earlier said, however, this is just speculation and is primarily based on the camera work, specifically the many close-ups of Riley's face, even when the group is discussing other things. Furthermore, it wouldn't be hard to imagine how the camera guy got his hands on all the footage. On the other hand, the perpetrator could just as well be Mia, the, for us at least, faceless mysterious sister who often pops up in discussion. The few things we know about her seems to indicate that the relationship between her and her sister is slowly deteriorating. And why has the mysterious Noir made a conscious decision to not include her in any of the uploaded clips? The only time she's actually been in a clip, she was acting eerily strange. Another suspect could be Peter, the guy who insisted on filming Riley against her wishes. Why was he so adamant about continuing the work when he could clearly see how badly it affected Riley? Why was it absolutely necessary to go to Shelby Oaks? He admitted to actually believing her when she mentioned how she thought she could feel things. So why not take it seriously? All this, just like the others, is of course just speculation. Another clue as to who Noir might be lies in the conscious decision in cutting Riley's song at specific points before uploading it. The video ends very abruptly before what looks like a second verse. The song is about Riley being haunted in the morning and someone else being haunted in the evening. It's possible that the upload of the video decided to cut it just before some incriminating information may have been brought up in the song. Knowing what we know now from Riley's last message, it doesn't seem that far-fetched to consider the possibility of this song being about a person with lycanthropy. After all, werewolves are specifically known for being haunted by the night. Furthermore, a disturbing discovery was recently made by someone named Yankee White on YouTube that shows something in the window watching Riley. When all is said and done, the case only seems to get more convoluted the more new information gets released, and we're still not sure where this all leads. We're only left with more questions than we started with, so it's going to be interesting to see how far and in which direction this rabbit hole will continue to go. And all this seemed to evolve from just one simple question on Twitter: does anyone remember the paranormal paranoids? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Eat.